Okie dokie. Let's see if I can get this going again. Oops. So good to see you all and hear you're all doing well. Really good news about your test there, David. I'm so pleased for you. Now, we're going to be talking about some first conditionals today, talking about future possibilities. So talking about things that we might be doing in the future. Has anyone heard about the first conditional before we start? Yes? No?
Yes.
Yes, I hear.
Is when we use if. Maybe.
Yes, good memory one, David. So we're going to do a bit of practice with some different activities today. Beautiful. I'm just going to move us out of the way so I can see the screen here. So first of all, what do you enjoy? What are some of the things that you enjoy doing? We might start with you, Juan David.
Well, the things that I enjoy the most is playing guitar. It's one of my favorite hobbies.
Cool. What about you, Deanna? What do you enjoy?
I do exercise in the morning. Watch movies.
Good. And Dario?
I love sleeping.
You love sleeping. I'm making coffee.
Me too.
Because I work too much.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Play tennis, Dario.
Do you see? What do you say, David?
Playing tennis.
Playing tennis. Yeah, I love playing tennis as well in my spare time.
That's cool. I didn't know that about you, Drew. That's cool. And what about you, Carolina? What do you like to do? What do you enjoy? I think you might be. Wait, there she is. She's unmuted. What do you enjoy doing, Carolina?
Well, I enjoy to walk, to ride bike, and to sing.
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 Oh, wonderful. You'll have to sing for me sometime. Very good.
Yes, it's very good.
And Dario, do those things come to you easily? Sleeping probably would come to you easily. Or what about tennis? Does it come to you easily? Is it easy for you to master?
What is your question? If sleeping and playing tennis.
So do sleeping and the things you enjoy, are they easy for you? Or were they difficult to start with? Do you find them easy now?
Okay, sleeping, of course, is easy for me. I can't fall asleep on a rock or on the street. Doesn't matter. If I am exhausted, it doesn't matter. I remember sometimes I fall asleep on the beach.
Oh, lovely. It's nice falling asleep on the beach. The sand is soft.
And about tennis, the thing is, I have to organize my timetable, you know. So I prefer playing tennis early in the morning, and sometimes probably early in the weekends. Mm-hmm. All depends of my. The thing is, by having my own business, every day is different for me. You know, I have like every day. It's not the same routine every day. Sometimes I have orders to make, and sometimes I have to pre-orders for the next day. So it depends how it will run the next day.
Yes.
So depending on that, I have to organize my schedule. But it's easier for me, as I say, in the morning, early in the morning. I've been trying to play tennis with David, but because of the lack of time, we haven't arranged a meeting. Sorry.
I am still waiting that.
But when you play tennis, Dario, do you find playing tennis easy, or did you have to practice to make it become easier?
It's like in English, no? The more you practice, the better you get, you become.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and I don't know, you know about tennis, but here in Colombia, they divide us in categories, in levels. So I am in level 4 now. So I am average, not really good, but it's okay.
You'd be better than me. I used to play cricket, so I accidentally knocked the ball over the fence all the time. That's not how the game is played. What about you, David? Do you find playing guitar and those kind of things easy for you?
It depends. When I am playing some, digamos, let's say some songs that I have practiced for a long time, is easy and it's funny. But when I try to learn a new song that has some difficult, well, that is not too easy for me. But it's the same thing as Dario said, is practice.
Yeah.
But I have been playing guitar for many years, about 8 years, I think, or more. So I think that could be easier for some kind of songs.
Nice. And what about you, Carolina? Do the things that you enjoy, do you find they come easily, or have you had to practice over the time?
Well, I like to sing, but not practice, not regular practice. Yes.
And what about you, Deanna? Have you had to practice exercising? Do you find exercise comes easily? Do you find some days might be harder to motivate yourself than others?
Yes, when I practice, when I do exercise, yeah, because for me, the more, ¿cómo se dice? It's difficult to wake up early.
Yes, yes. Sometimes it can be a big challenge, especially if you've had a big day of work the day before. Very good. So are some hobbies more challenging than others for you? Do you find exercise might be easier, or do you have a hobby that might be harder? Things that you do at home? What was the other one that you said, Dario? You said you like sleeping and you like tennis. Obviously, tennis is a little more challenging than sleeping.
No, but I've been, I have been trying to play keyboard.
Oh, very good.
And I had been training by my own, and I found very challenging.
Yes.
Because it's by my own.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I so far I have so far I have so far I can play one song completely.
You can or you can't just yet?
And I can.
Okay.
But I forget. I have to keep practicing over and over again, so I don't forget the notes and the notes.
Yep. One day, but I'm sure you have that same challenge with the guitar. If you're learning a new song, you find that's more challenging. Do you find it easier or harder than playing tennis and practicing tennis?
Well, some years ago, I practiced tennis too. So I think now it's more difficult for me play tennis, I think, because I haven't practiced for a long time.
Yeah. You find that more challenging than playing guitar at the moment?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, cool. And I think you've already answered this, most of you, is which hobby do you enjoy most? I'm enjoying learning more about you guys and finding out what you like to do outside of learning English, which is wonderful. Good job. So for those of you who weren't quite sure, I'm just going to minimize us again for a moment. What is the first conditional? So the first conditional is called conditional type 1, is a structure used for talking about possibilities in the present or in the future. They're made up of 2 clauses. So the first one is an if, and then the second one is a main or result clause. So a clause is a sentence that makes perfect sense on its own, and it has a subject and a verb. So that's a clause, and that's the first conditional. So it's a sentence that talks about present, possibilities in the present or in the future. So we're going to do a quick listening activity before we begin. And what I would like you to do maybe is I'll give you just a moment to grab a pen if you haven't got one already. So I'll just give you a minute there. And then I'm going to play this audio clip. It's actually me talking. And I would like you to answer some of these questions. So I'll play it through twice, just so you can make sure that you've caught all the very important words. And if you want to take some notes, grab a pen and you can write some notes down. You guys have already got a heads up. You can see the questions before I've even played the audio. Do you have a pen there, guys? You're all sorted? Beautiful. All right, I'm going to play it for you now. Let me know if you can't hear it, okay? Swimming is one of my hardest hobbies to master. Can you hear that one?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, I can.
And I'm going to make sure, because sometimes my audio doesn't come through. Swimming, hobbies to master. I go to the pool at least 3 days a week, and I found my breaststroke and my freestyle has improved immensely. But it hasn't been easy to get there. Every time I get in the pool, I have to push past having my head underwater and the funny feeling with the water in my ears. It's been a real challenge to try and make sure that I get my stroke just right so that I improve my time in the water, and it's not as hard as it used to be. It has paid off, all of the training, and I'm thoroughly getting much more enjoyment out of it, and it's much easier now that I have worked so hard. Good job. All right, did everyone catch most of that? Do you want me to play it through one more time?
One more time, please. That was difficult, I think.
That's okay. Swimming is one of my hardest hobbies to master. I go to the pool at least 3 days a week, and I found my breaststroke and my freestyle has improved immensely. But it hasn't been easy to get there. Every time I get in the pool, I have to push past having my head underwater and the funny feeling with the water in my ears. It's been a real challenge to try and make sure that I get my stroke just right so that I improve my time in the water, and it's not as hard as it used to be. It has paid off, all of the training, and I'm thoroughly getting much more enjoyment out of it, and it's much easier now that I have worked so hard. Good job. Okay, so we're going to ask you guys a couple of questions. So what swimming stroke have I been trying to master?
Freestyle.
There was 2.
But freestyle was one?
Yes. One, David, did you hear the other?
No, I can't hear.
Not really.
I'll give you a hint at this one. Breaststroke.
I know the name in
frog,
Spanish,
frog,
but not
frog,
in English.
Frog.
Frog stroke.
I
That's what they call it in
We
Bogota.
call it here. We call it here dog stroke.
Okay, cool.
It's like a dog, no?
Yeah, and Carolina, how many days a week do I travel to the pool?
3 times.
Three times a week.
Good job. Do I find swimming difficult or easy?
Difficult.
At the beginning, difficult. I think at the end of the practice, she finds more easier.
More easy.
Easier.
Yeah. And Carolina, do I enjoy swimming now?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, you enjoy. Enjoy now.
It's a lot easier than it used to be. I could never used to be able to swim in a straight line. That would be one of these ones.
Can you play that again, please? Your recording, so now
Yeah.
we can understand.
Swimming is one of my hardest hobbies to master. I go to the pool at least 3 days a week, and I have found my breaststroke and my freestyle has improved immensely. But it hasn't been easy to get there. Every time I get in the pool, I have to push past having my head underwater and the funny feeling with the water in my ears. It's been a real challenge to try and make sure that I get my stroke just right so that I improve my time in the water and it's not as hard as it used to be. It has paid off, all of the training, and I'm thoroughly getting much more enjoyment out of it. And it's much easier now that I have worked so hard.
Yeah, understand now. Okay.
Good job.
Ahora, let's do that in Spanish. You have to catch all I do.
You'll have to work real slow with me, Drew. Real slow. Okay. So going back to first conditionals, I think it is true. Talking about future possibility or possible futures, we often make statements about the future. We have already used various statements and conversations about how to express the future in past lessons. For example, I'm taking this English class to improve my spoken English, or if I work really hard, the boss will give me a promotion. I think I will go to the movies. We're making a prediction talking about the future. Or I won't go to the beach this weekend. This is your intention. So again, just a quick refresher, what is a clause? So put simply, a clause is a group of words together that includes a subject and a verb. So a clause contains a subject, the person or thing that the sentence is about, which is usually the doer of the action, and the verb is the doing word. So for example, the quick blue car drove down the road. So the car being the subject, and then
Drop down.
yes. So the quick blue car drove down the road. So that is our clause. So first conditional talking about a future possibility. So we use if plus the present simple verb, then clause with future with will. So for example, if you finish your homework early, I will take you to the movies. So we use the first conditional to talk about the circumstance and the result that will happen in the future. So the first section is the if clause, and then the second part is the result clause. So we have an if and then a then. In the conditional sentences, there are two clauses. So there's, as I mentioned, the if clause and the result clause. So if you finish your work early, I will take you to the movie. So we've got our if clause here. So you being the subject and the verb being finished. And then here, I will, the result clause, take you to the movies. Okay. So we're going to have a look at these first conditional sentences, beginning with if. So we have our if clause, and then we have our matching response, or our result clause. So if you wait out until dark, you will see all the stars at night. Or if you squeeze an orange, you will get orange juice. So we've got the will there, we've got the get, and the you as a subject. Is that making sense so far? Do you understand that? Do you understand there, Carolina?
Yes, I understood.
Beautiful.
Excuse me. I have one question.
Yes, there is.
Can I put grammatically? Is grammatically correct to say in between the if and the will, the word then? Like if you wait out until dark, then you will see all the stuff. That's grammatically correct as well.
Yes, that is also very correct. Good pick up there, Dario. Very impressive. Good job. So a couple of different examples again. So if you eat too much, you will feel sick. Or if you press the button, you will turn off the screen, or you'll turn the screen off. If the students study, they will do well on the test. So we've got our if clause again, and then our result clause, and these ones contain the word will there. So when we have conditional clauses, we're going to do a quick practice now. So what I will do is, Oh, I didn't write the numbers on this one. Bummer. Let's see if I can do this now. Oops. So I'll drag my box down this way. So this one will be A. This one will be B, C, D, E, F, and G. So again, with your pen, what I want you to do is I want you to match our if clause to our result clause. So we've got, sorry, oh my gosh, yeah. I'm going to move our little box down here. I've lost my mouse again. It keeps doing this all the time. So A will be the if you go out tonight. The if present is the verb. It's not the actual. Let me see if I can clear this. It's quite frustrating that every time we do this, my mouse goes missing. All right, let's see if we can go again. I might just leave it, guys. I'll let you decide. So let's go. If I go out tonight will be A. If it rains this weekend will be B. If you cook tonight will be C. If I'm sick, and so on and so forth, all the way down. And then this one over here will have a number. So what I want you to do is have a read through these and see if you can match which ones go with which, and then write them in the chat box for me. I'm going to clear this annotation so that you can see. It's quite frustrating how it keeps doing this. I'll see if I can. No. Let's see if we can get out of here. There we go. Okay. Cool. So in the chat box, if you can write, so in this little box here, so if you don't know where the chat box is, if you go to the bottom of your screen, you'll see a little speech bubble there that says chat, and then you can add it in. So if I go out tonight, will be A, this will be B, C, D, E, and F, and then we'll match them up with this side. Oops. And then you can write in the chat box here of which one you think it matches to.
Okay.
How are we going with the chat box? Have we all managed to write in there or work it
If
out?
I go out tonight. I'll go to the cinema.
Yes.
For example.
Yep.
Yes.
B.
Will you come? No. I'll stay home.
Yes. All right. What do you think about the next one there? One, David?
I agree 100%.
So I was asking you about the next one. So I'm writing it up now. So if you cook tonight.
Okay. Sorry. I thought that you
No, that's
mean
okay.
the previous one. If you could cook tonight, would you? No, wait. What would you bring?
Yeah. Will you bring dessert? Will you bring a bottle of wine for us? Hi, David. A beer for Daria,
Yes.
maybe?
Maybe
Yes.
it could be.
So what about the next one? If I'm sick.
Will you come?
Not quite. Try again, Adriana. Have a look at the other ones.
Maybe I'll stay home.
So I'll stay at home we've already used for if it rains tonight. What's another one to do? One here.
Would you look at
Yes, will you look after me? Carolina, what about the next one? If they do that again.
Okay, if they do that again. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which one do you think it might be?
I'll be angry.
Yes, good job.
Yes.
I'm sure lots of parents have said that. If the kids keep bashing and crashing, I'll get very angry. My parents used to tell me that all the time. Quit with that racket. All right. What about the last one? If I have a party.
Will you come?
Will you come?
Yes, good job. I asked Rio, but lots of different voices in there. Okay. Just helping him out there, Deanna.
Sorry?
I said you're just helping him out there.
No, I don't listen to you. I don't hear you.
I said, I asked Rio, but you're helping him out. I'm guessing you might be serving a customer. Beautiful. Good job. So if I go out tonight, I'll go to the cinema. If it rains this weekend, I'll stay home. If you cook tonight, what will you bring? If I'm sick, will you look after me? If they do that again, I'll be angry. If I have a party, will you come? So again, we've got that if clause, and then we've got our will or our result clause here. Good job, everybody. So now we're going to have a bit of fun with this. So I want you to imagine that you're 18 years old again, and you have been invited to a party and you need to borrow your older brother or sister's car. And you are going to try and convince your older brother or sister that you need to let you to borrow their car. So for example here, if you lend me your car, I'll clean it every day. So again, we've got our if here, our if clause, and then we have our result clause here. So I'll clean it every day. So I want you guys to have a bit of a practice. And if you lend me your car, what will your answer be? What's your result clause going to be? So have a bit of a think about it. I'll give you a minute. And you can come up with some fun and funky ones. You can come up with some cheeky ones if you want to. So come up with a reason. If you lend me your car, what would you do for your older brother or sister? If you were 18 and you've been invited on a very important date or a very important party, what would your plea be to your older brother or sister? So I'll give you another 30 seconds. So think about a really good reason and then we'll share them with each other. I'll bring your faces back on the screen so I can see you and your cheeky faces as you give me your cheeky answers. Okay, we might start with you one, David. So I'm going to be your older sister. You're really wanting to go to a party. What will the reason be for me to lend you my car?
Okay. If you lend me your car, I will not tell my father that you crashed his car.
Do you think I'm that much of a bad driver, one, David? Oh, very good, one, David. All right, Carolina, what's your reason? How are you going to convince me that you need to borrow my car to go to a very important party?
Well, if you lend me your car, I'll washing the dishes for a month.
Oh, that's a pretty good deal. I like that deal. I don't like dishes all that much, so I would say yes. You can I'll lend you my car. What about you, Deanna?
If you let me your car, I do your bed for a week.
You'll do my what for a week?
Yeah.
You'll make my bed for a week. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay, pretty good. What about you, Dario? If I lend you
Darío.
my car, what will you do for me?
¿Qué harías por ella? Esta. If you lend me your car, ¿qué harías por ella?
You're going to come up with a very convincing reason, Dario.
Para que te...
What? What's that?
a ti,
If you let me,
Ajá.
if you let me your
¿Qué
car,
harías para...
I will clean it every day. What I have to say?
Una razón.
So you have to come up with your own reason. So you have to convince me of a really good reason of why I will lend you my car.
If I lend my car, I'll clean every day. No, but I understand what I have to do.
So you have to give me a reason as to why I should lend you my car. So for example, Juan David said, if he lends me, so if I lend him my car, what was your answer again there, Juan David?
I will not tell to my father that you crashed his car.
So Juan David thinks I'm a really terrible driver. Carolina said, if I lend her my car, she will do the dishes for me for a month. And Deanna said, if I lend her my car, she will make my bed every day. So what's your reason? Why should I lend you my car?
Okay, if you lend me your car, I what about it? You lend my car. Okay, if you lend me your car, I'll pay your bill. I will pay your bills.
Oh, ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. Okay, Dario, you can borrow my car any day, buddy. How many bills are you going to pay for me?
We have a winner.
Good job.
We have a winner.
Cool.
If
So
I-
you're
if
getting
I-
the hang of it already. Beautiful. So we also have the negative form of the first conditional. So we have our if clause again and our result clause. So we're using if and the present simple, which is present simple tense. So I'll is a contraction, which is the shortening of I will. So in formal language, we will write I will is in the words I will. But when we are talking in conversation in an informal language, we often use I'll. So that just means shortening the I will, taking the WI out, adding an apostrophe there becomes I'll. So if you're a little bit confused, I'll is I will, okay? So we have I'll or won't for the negative form. So for example here, if he doesn't take the bin out tonight, he won't be going to the party. So for this example, it happens to my young cousin all the time. His mum is always telling him to put the bin out, and if he doesn't, he won't be going to the party. Or if he doesn't leave for work on time, he won't be favored for the new role at work. Or for example, if you don't cook tonight, you won't have anything to eat. So those are a couple of examples of using the if and the result clause in a negative form. So for our future possibility, if we don't do something, we won't be able to do something else. So for example, if you don't buy a ticket to the movies, you won't be able to go. Or if you don't put petrol in your car, it won't run. You won't be going anywhere. Is that all making sense to you there, Carolina?
Yes.
Good job. Okay, so we've got another quick activity. So it is called Vote for Me. So you are running to be the Prime Minister of Australia, or maybe Colombia. I would almost give you this job at the moment with everything that's been going on here in Australia. In 3 minutes, I'm going to give you 3 minutes to come up with 5 reasons in response to if you vote for me. So use your imagination. If you were the Prime Minister of Australia, what would you do that would make me vote for you? Or perhaps if you were the Prime Minister or the President of Colombia, why should I vote for you? What would you do for me as the people of your country? So I'm going to give you 3 minutes. So again, going back to our if clause, if you vote for me, I will do this. So I'll give you 3 minutes to come up with maybe 3 to 5. If you can't think of 5, just 3 reasons of why I should vote for you to be the president of your country or my country. So I'll give you 3 minutes. So it doesn't have to be 3 reasons.
If you vote for me, I will to complete my promises.
Hold on, Carolina. So just write them down for now. Write them down, and then we'll share them in a moment. So I want you to write them, and if you can, put them in the chat box. Have you found the chat box on the Zoom?
Okay.
So if you can write them down and then post them in our chat box just so I can see them there, that would be great. Did you find the chat box on the screen? So at the bottom of your screen, there will be a little speech bubble if you run your mouse over it, and it will have a little message image. If you click on that, you should see the things that I've written in the box already. So the last thing that I wrote there was, will you come, which was the result of our last if clause. Did you find it? Juan, David, I'm assuming that you've got it. If everyone can just write in the chat box, hello, just so that you know where it is.
Did you mean that we have to write in the chat box the answers?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So just list 1 to 3 or 1 to 5, and then put your reasons of why we should vote for you.
Okay. Okay.
So can everyone just write in the chat box hello to me, just so I know that you know where it is? When you're ready, guys. Can you see my message? I just said hello to everybody. Cool. So that's where I want you to put your answers. So just in that little chat box. So again, if you didn't hear what I said, at the bottom of your screen, on the Zoom screen, it should have a little message icon that looks like, say, the message icon on your phone, one of these ones. Whoops. Okay. And then just write in it. Yes. Beautiful. Good work there, Carolina.
We have to text. We have to send you the answers.
In the box, Sergio. So I've got one answer from Carolina. And then after we've all written them in the box, I'll get you guys to share your reasons why. And then we might have a group vote of who we want to vote for. I like your answer, Juan, David.
Juan David. Juan David.
All right. I'll give you another 2 minutes. I'm just going to duck off to the loo and I'll be back in a moment. So just keep posting your answers in the box there. So remember 3 to 5 answers. Okay, we've got 30 seconds left. Oh, Dario's got 5 answers. Good work, Dario. So I just haven't got any answers from Deanna. Or was that both of you there, Dario? I'm sorry, Deanna, you're on mute.
We are using the same mobile.
Yes, but did you join your answers together or are you doing 2 separate, yours and his?
Separate.
Okay, so I've got 5 answers from Dario. And have you put your answers in? I don't see them here, that's all. Cool. Okay, so we've got some pretty good reasons here. Okay, so I'll get Juan David to start us off. If we vote for you, what will you do? Why should we vote for you, Juan David, to be the Prime Minister of your country?
Well, my first proposal for be president is end. If you vote for me, I will end the corruption. I think in this country there are a lot of corruption, and the politicians always steal money from taxes, and there are a lot of problems in our country for that. So I think this is the best proposal that a candidate can have.
Yeah, and your second one was?
My second one was, if you vote for me, I will increase the employment rate.
Good job.
There are, yes,
And did you
there are
have
a lot
one
of people that don't have that
Yeah.
doesn't have employment. So I think this is a huge problem here.
Yes, I've heard that. And your final one, your final reasons of why we should vote for you. I think you had one more there. If you vote for me.
If you vote for me, I will not allow that people steal or rob. Like, I will not allow to people to become thieves, something like that.
Okay, well, if you increase in the employment rate, then people don't have to steal because they have a way to earn money. So yeah,
Yes, it's kind of a compliment.
That's a pretty persuasive couple of 3 reasons there, Juan David. So good job. All right,
Thank you.
Deanna, why should we vote for you to be President or Prime Minister? Would you also be the first female Prime Minister of your country?
Yes, I do this propose. If you vote for me, I try to care for the natural resources.
Yes. So,
If you,
yep. So that's your first reason. Second one.
if you vote for me, I build many schools.
You will build many schools. Yeah. So,
Yes.
and yes, I realized, yeah, you meant care when you accidentally said Khan then. Is that your 2 reasons? Do you have any more? You got one more for us?
If you vote for me, I won't stall.
You won't
Steal.
yeah. So you won't be corrupt. You won't steal taxes. Good job.
Steal
Okay, Dario, what are your 3 reasons? I think you had 5 there. You are pretty persuasive. You definitely want to win this competition.
I already wrote on the chat. In the chat.
Yes, but you're going to share this.
If you vote for me, I'll bring you to visit Colombia.
You're going to pay for my flight, Dario. I love it.
If you vote for me, I'll teach you Spanish.
Very good.
You vote for me, I'll introduce you a Colombian handsome guy.
Oh. This is sounding pretty convincing, Dario. All right, what else you got for us?
If you vote for me, I'll pay for your flight tickets.
Yeah, okay. And always.
When you vote for me, I'll pay for all your expenses. Come, vote for me.
I will say that if
Very convincing. No?
it's very, very personal for me. Not much for the rest of the people in the country, but I would be very happy. All right, Carolina, why should we vote for you?
Okay, okay. If you vote for me, I'll make more parks and I'll encourage the industries and I reduce unemployment.
Reduce or increase employment.
And I lower the taxes. Typical promises.
Yes, unfortunately, a lot of people in power don't comply to the promises that they initially make. Okay, so we're going to have a vote. Okay, obviously, for me, I don't hold all the power, Dario, but I do love your reasons of why I should vote for you. Okay, so first of all, we had Juan David. So we have 2 votes. So you have one with 2 points, one with 1 point. Okay, I've got a score sheet happening over here. Who thinks we should vote for Juan David?
You're going to vote for me or no?
I'm going to vote for you, of course, but it's not up to just me. You've got 3 other people on the call. Or 4 of them.
Okay, I understand. I have to convince the other guys as well? Here?
If you want to change your reasons, Dario, we're more than welcome to hear it. We're all ears.
Okay. I thought I have to convince you only yourself.
No, not just me, everybody.
Okay, I get it now. Okay.
I was very happy with your answers, though. Okay, so first of all, we've got 2 votes and 1 vote. So we've got Juan David up first. So who thinks we should vote for Juan David and how many points? You'll have to hold your fingers up to the screen because I can't hear you. You're all on mute at the moment. I will give you 2 points. Actually, no, I'll give you 1 point because I really do like Dario's answer, but I'll give you 1 point. All right, Carolina, do you want to give Juan David a point? Or Dario?
What, sorry, I didn't understand.
David.
So you have.
You vote for me. I will end with the corruption. Yes, I will vote for Juan David.
How many points? 1 or 2? 1 or
what?
2? 1 point. Okay, so Juan David's got 2 points. Anyone else want to vote for Juan David to be Prime Minister? No? Okay. You can't vote for yourself, Juan David, unfortunately. So you got 2 points. All right. Who wants to vote for Carolina as Prime Minister?
Very well.
So you guys, you've got
Juan David. I will vote for Juan David because he will increase the employment rate.
So are you giving him 1 or 2 points, Carolina?
2 points.
2
points. And oh my God. And he reduced the corruption.
Yeah.
He reduced the corruption. Yes.
Okay, so Deanna and Dario, who do you want to give your points to? So you've got 3 points, so you can give 1 point. You can't vote for me, unfortunately. So you can vote for.
I vote for myself.
You'll vote for yourself. I already told one David, you can't vote for yourself. That's cheating. So you can vote for Carolina, for Deanna, or one David. So you got 3 points. Who do you want to give your points to?
I'll vote for Diana because I know her already.
All right. And who will you give your other 1 point to, Dario? Carolina?
Point to someone?
Carolina
else?
or one David? Yeah.
Okay, now.
David, I will vote for David.
Oh, one David is in the lead. Okay, Deanna, who will you vote for?
Me too, I vote for Juan David.
1 or 2
It's a
points?
good reason.
1 or 2 points? 1 or 2 points? You got 3 votes.
2 points.
Oh, I think we have a clear winner here. So one David, today we vote you our Prime Minister of Colombia or Australia. Only if you hold to your promises, which were ending corruption, which is really good, increasing employment, which I was very impressed. And what was our last one again? Oh, you would make it harder for people to steal, which is really good. All right.
Yes.
So who knows? One David, you could be Colombia's new Prime Minister. Good job, guys.
Thank you. Thank you for your trust.
For
what?
Por votar por mí.
Thank you for voting for me. Okay.
And I vote for you, Dario. I vote for you. But I'm biased. Cool. Good job, guys. All right. So now we're going to do it again, but we're going to come up with some first conditional sentences, but we're going to use the images this time. So we'll come up with one conditional sentence for each of these. Now you can have a negative sentence. So again, going back to the I won't, or if you don't, you won't have this. So our first one here is a man running. He's doing exercise. This man at the bottom, he's running late for work. This is a family in the middle on vacation. This is a woman in the park walking her dogs. And this is a father reading to his son. So we're going to come up with, again, a conditional sentence. So beginning with if you do this, this will happen. Or if you don't do this, this won't happen. So in the chat box, I'll give you another 5 minutes. You can come up with a reason, or sorry, a clause, a first conditional sentence. So if you do this, this will happen. Or if you don't do this, this won't happen. You can have 5 minutes and you'll come up with one for each image here. So the first image is a man running. The second one is a family on vacation. This third one is a woman walking her dog in the park. There's a man running for late, which is D, and then E. So beside your sentence, if you can just write the letter so I know which one it's for. Okay? Does everybody understand? Is anyone feeling confused?
I have a question. We have to make sentences for all the pictures of only choose one.
So come up with one sentence for each image and you can decide whether you want it to be just a normal if clause or if you want to make it the negative form. So normal if clause is if and will. The negative form is if you don't, you won't. Okay? Do you understand?
Okay. Yes, I did.
How are you going there, Carolina? Does that make sense to you?
Yes, I understood.
Wonderful. So write that one in the chat box. And as I mentioned, just write down the number, so the letter with the sentence. So A is if the man is running, he will get fit. Or if he exercises, his heart will stay healthy, or whatever you want it to be. Or if you run, you will increase your cardio endurance, whatever you want it to be. If you go on holiday, you will feel nice and relaxed. Or if you don't take your suitcase on holiday, you will have no clothes to wear, whatever you want it to be. Good one there, David. Just make sure that you've got your letter beside your sentence there, buddy, just so I know which one is which, please. So that one was A. Just for the next one, write B beside it, buddy. Good work there, team. You've got about another 3 minutes. So as I mentioned, just write down a letter of which image you are writing your sentence for, and then just post your answer in the chat box there for me. Some really good answers coming up here, guys. I'm very impressed. So you've got 1 minute left. We're almost there. I think most of you have come up with a few answers for each one. All right, our time is up. So what have we got here? So one, David says, if you run every day, you will improve your health. Beautiful. Dario says, if the dog runs the lane, she'll freak out. I like that one, Dario. I would too, especially being a little dog. You don't want to have a fight with a big dog when you get a little dog. Carolina says, if you take a vacation with your family, you will improve your relationships. I love that one, Carolina. Lovely family orientation there. Really good. What else have we got? I'll just get my mouse to come down. Dario, if the family doesn't stay together, they can get lost. Certainly. Have you ever been lost on vacation with family, Dario?
Say again, sorry.
Have you ever got lost with your family being on vacation?
Yes, I have.
What happens?
Yeah, because my sometimes when we go for holidays, my dad, especially my dad, he likes to disappear for some reason, and then we have to find. He get lost, and we have to try to look for him. My dad is crazy.
Yeah.
He's the craziest. Really.
Yep, cool. And then Deanna said, if you don't pick up the dog's poo, I'll give you a fine. I like that one. There's nothing worse than going for a walk in your nice pair of shoes and standing in a dog poo. One, David, if you study with your children, you will be sure that they are learning properly. That's a wonderful one. Really good job there, guys. Okay. we might stop there for now. I'm just looking at the time and it's been about an hour. But I hope that's really helped you in, I'm just going to stop our share here so I can see all your lovely faces. Beautiful. I'm seeing the roof there, Drew. Really good job there, guys. I hope that's given you a better understanding of how to talk about. Yep.
Sorry. Diana has a question for you.
What is your question, Diana?
Because what is the difference when you find when some people ask you, I'm fine, and it is the same. Fine is other common significate meaning. Other meaning.
So when they say they're fine, are you saying they have another meaning other than being fine? Is that the question?
Yes.
So she's trying to say that, sorry, she's trying to say that in her sentence, she wrote at the end of the sentence, I'll give you a fine. If that word fine is the same as, oh, how are you? I'm fine. It's the same.
That is
spelling?
a very good question. And yes, you are correct there, Deanna. So fine as in giving someone a fine from the police that you've done something wrong is F-I-N-E. But feeling fine is I'm feeling fine, or it's a fine day is also, yes, correct. F-I-N-E. So very well done there, Deanna. Good job. Cool.
It's the same spelling?
It's the
It's the same spelling.
The same spelling, which is why it can be very confusing with the English language because, for example, the word saw as in I saw a dog or I saw wood is the same spelling, yet different meaning. I know, who designed the English language, right? But we do our best, and you guys have done a wonderful job today. I hope you've had a bit of fun while we've been learning about the first conditional. So kind of building on a bit of sentence structure that we were doing with our word stress and talking about things last week. We might continue with second conditional sentences next week. And again, I'll try to add in a bit of fun so that we can practice our English while we're doing that as well. So wonderful job this week, guys. It's been awesome to see all of your beautiful faces. And really enjoyed hearing that one, David, that you've increased 10 points for your English test, which has been wonderful. And I hope you've really enjoyed today. What have you got on for the rest of your day, guys? I'm just going to finish our recording here.